is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about Tyrese Maxey, a guy that played at a big school, played in some big games, and people are looking forward to him to cross over to the NBA, and people want to know where he should be drafted, who should pick him up, and if he can really last or even get big minutes at the NBA level. Now, the problem with Maxey is a lot of people do not have him as a lottery pick. A lot of people has him as a lottery pick depending on how the lottery goes, because that will depend on where the where the people will draft and select at, and then you can go for team needs and best fit. But Tyrese Maxey really don't have the projection of a superstar. He's one of those guys where he's a team player. He figures out where to be on the court. He makes the extra passes. He knocks down the spot up threes from time to time. He doesn't really try to create or do too much, but if he does, he can get to certain spots. He can knock down some jumpers from time to time. He can get some high angle layups to go in, some bankers to go in, some floaters to go in. He's an outstanding player. He understands it. He understands where he needs to go, and he doesn't try to do too much outside of what he knows he can do, which is important. If you want to make it in the NBA, you have to understand your game and you have to know how the best to do it. The only problem with Tyrese Maxey, and one of the biggest problems with him too, is how does he fit in the NBA? Because he struggled to get buckets in the college. He struggled to be a great playmaker in college. He was able to make the simple passes, like I said, the extra passes. He was able to make the simple reads. He knew when to shoot. He knew when to pass. But in the NBA, you have to be more of a creator if you want to get more time on the court. You want to be able to have the ball in your hands and be able to get the shots. You want to be reliable because teams going to sag off of you if they don't think you can shoot. Teams are going to give you shots that they think you can't make. And if you can't make them, or if you don't show that you can consistently make them, teams going to live with that, and that's going to go in the scouting report. And people going to look at him like, give him this shot, let him do this, because we know he's not he doesn't have great court vision. We know that he can't make the difficult passes. We know he isn't the most well-rounded offensive player. He might can beat us from time to time, get to a spot. He might can also cross somebody over from time to time and hit a floater. But we know that if we sag off of him or we go under a screen, can he reliably make a three? Can he reliably make a stop and pop mid-range? Can he reliably get to the paint if we get up close to him and force him to drive? Can he get all the way to the basket? Can he finish in the NBA level? That's going to be big questions, because those are the things you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be able to probe. You're going to have to be able to finish, or you're going to have to be able to shoot. And if you can't do those things, it's hard to see a team really wanting to pick Maxey, knowing that he might not have the biggest upside, the biggest potential, but he also might not be a great role player that you can rely on every single game, just because his shooting can be inconsistent, his aggressiveness can be inconsistent. Plus, when he does have the ball in his hands, he do struggle to score consistently, but he also struggles to make great passes and great reads, which he's a young player. Plus, a lot of these guys really don't get a long time to really hone that skill of being an elite passer. And if you look at this generation in general, most of them are score first point guards, and most of them are not elite passers. Even if they've been in the league for multiple years, those are some skills that some of these guys never learn or never really put a part of their repertoire, and they actually be accepted for that. And Maxey is a guy that isn't a great scorer, isn't a great shooter, but also isn't a great passer, and that's why he falls so low in this draft despite playing on the big stage in Kentucky. And it's going to be interesting to see how his career pans out. just because he's also not a great athlete. He tries, he puts the effort and energy to be a great defender, but will that translate when he's going against more elite talent that are bigger, stronger, and faster than him? And how is he going to do when they switch? And allow him to guard those fours or them threes and them guards that are bigger, faster, and got the height and the length and strength over him. Can he be a great defender at the NBA level like he did in college and high school? Can he even find a way to make it on the court consistently? Just because if he can't defend, he can't shoot, he can't make plays when he's on the court each and every night, it's going to be hard to see him get major minutes. And basically, what I'm saying is he's one of those guys where if it works, it works. If it don't work, this could be one of those picks that you rather use on somebody with a lot more upside, so that way it'd be more worth the pick. Because if Maxey, if this is the guy he's going to be with slight or moderate improvements, shooting is going to really determine how his career goes, because that allows him to break down the defense. That allows him to have a bread and butter that he can make you decide what do you want to give him. Because right now, the way he played in college and high school, the defense are going to dictate what he does. And you want the defense to be eaten out of the palm of your hands, and you're controlling them. You're forcing them to guard you this way. You're forcing them to run you this way just because you have elite moves and you have elite skills that they have to respect. And since Maxey's coming in the game raw and also not having those skills polished up enough to where he's a threat on a daily basis, he's gonna be a guy that he's gonna have to settle for a lot of tough ones. He's gonna have to figure out a way to survive in this league. And I'm not saying it's impossible. It just in this range, you rather get somebody with a lot more upside or somebody that can really produce. And it's a lot of guys in this draft, like I said before, that can come in and be an impact player. There's a lot of guys that can come in and probably have a better feel and a better understanding and better skill sets than Maxey at the NBA level than he does. And like I said, that's the tough part. That's why some people have been torn on him. Some people say that he's the perfect player when it comes to winning. He makes winning plays. He defends to the best of his ability. He's able to play off the ball and knock down shots. He's a guy that can be a guy that doesn't even need the ball and can still make plays, even if they might be minor. He still can make plays that can change the course of a game, change momentum, or just get hot. And the only problem with that is that's not reliable. Like I said, can he do this every game? Maybe not. But can he win you a couple games? Yeah, that might be worth it. But if you're trying to pick in a lottery, you're not looking for a guy like that. If you're picking from 17 to 25, you might want to find a guy that you know can contribute. But you still want to be able to get that guy that can be better than him? Do you want to get the guy that's bigger than him? Do you want a guy that's more athletic than him? And you do have a lot of wings and guards in this draft along that path that you can pick that might be better than Maxey now or have the upside to be better than him and a significantly better than him in the future. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Maxey, just because he can play, he understands the game, and he doesn't try too hard. He tries not to do much, and he does play well off others. He does sacrifice. He does keep his head up, and he does go out there and try to do the best he can each and every game. And even though he didn't have the craziest numbers, the most efficient numbers, he didn't have the greatest, college season, but he still showed that he is one of the top prospects in this draft. And I can see a lot of teams passing up on him, and I can see a lot of teams that can just look at him like, we can pick him up, and we know what he brings to the table. And if we can just clean up some things and help him get a little further in his progression, maybe he can be a guy that can be a reliable bench player at the NBA level on a good contract and possibly on a good contract for the rest of his career. I can also see Maxey as a journeyman bouncing from team to team in the future. And we done seen a lot of guards from the last couple of drafts get traded within the first 2 years that they was on the team just because they didn't show signs of being a franchise player. They didn't show signs of actually turning into something special, even an all-star. But some of them did improve. Some of them was out of the league, and some of them, just became role players at the best of their power. So that's the risk you take with Maxey. You don't really know what he is, but you also don't know for sure what he can be until he continues to develop as a rookie and a sophomore and a junior in the league. So he's one of those guys that's not really a sure thing, might not be a bust, but he might be in the league for a long time. And that just depends on what team needs him, what teams feel like they can have a role for him, and what teams believe in him to be that floor general, to be that guy that can make a difference on the team when he goes out there and play. I know he's a winner. I know he can sacrifice. I know he's willing to go out there and do whatever he can do for the coach and for the team to win. I'm not questioning his heart. I'm not questioning his ability to play. There's just a lot of guys with more upside. It's a lot of guys with a little higher ceiling, and it's a lot of guys that are better than him. And it's just about seeing what direction the team wants to go in when they select them. So if this guy falls in the draft, don't be surprised. If this guy goes in the lottery, don't be surprised. We just don't know where he's going to fall in the draft at all. And most teams, like I said, don't need a point guard either. So if they're drafting him, he will be drafted lower because you'll be drafting a franchise changing point guard or a guy you feel like can be that in the higher upper echelon of the draft. And in that middle, you're looking for a guy that can back you up. And I think Maxey can definitely play that role. It just what team is going to take that gamble to pick him, because it is other guys, like I said, that you can pick ahead of him, or other guys that can be more better than him in the future. But other than that, Maxey does an outstanding job in Kentucky, and that helped him get a chance to get drafted in the league and make his dream come true to play in the NBA. So you got to show him love just for that. But other than that, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayer.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Like the video if you liked it. Also, if you haven't liked it, please like and share. I got merchandise on sale, like I said, on my Spreadshirt. You can also buy merchandise on my Facebook page. Also, I make videos just like this. So if you like discussions, if you like breakdowns, I break down footage of players, rookies, and legends. And I also do discussions like this, and I also do make videos about the draft, about summer league. I also break down footage of summer league of some players. Also cover the preseason, also cover trade deadline, playoff predictions, and everything. So if you love basketball, you can't get enough of it. I make videos and feed my subscribers every day. So other than that, I'm Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm gone. And subscribe and become part of the family. And hopefully we can get some basketball going on in the future, so that way we can start talking about the NBA champions and the playoffs and the excitement of that. But other than that, I got videos for y'all until then. And hopefully you guys continue to subscribe and stay watching. I'm gone.